Hey everybody, welcome back to the Best Coin News channel on YouTube. I'm sonofasilverstacker. In today's Numismatic News and Information for the first day of January 2024, I'd like to welcome you over to moneymetals.com to check out where the spot prices end of the week, because I think most, if not all, markets are closed today, January 1st. After that, we'll bump over to the United States Mint website, check out the bullion sales. Then I have two different articles about the silver shortage. And what's interesting about the silver shortage, we've gone through this already a couple times since 2020, maybe even before that a few times as well. I mean, doesn't it feel like Chicken Little and the sky is falling and all that? Or, yeah, right, with the tongue in the cheek, here we go again. But I think this time might be a little bit different. Now, with that said, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to those 10,000 subs so we can open up the official Son of a Silver Stacker store and sell the official Son of a Silver Stacker merchandise. Now, let's get busy with it. Here we are at moneymetals.com. Gold ended the week at $20.7425, silver at $23.99, platinum at $1,006.10, and palladium at $11.3410. What's interesting is that gold is at all-time highs and silver is just futzing around over there at $23.99. That's what we started 2023 with. Now that's what we're starting 2024 with. Now, some people think that silver's going to go up 500%, some people 100%, but we don't know. But what we can do is keep our ear to the ground to find out what's going on with the miners. We can find out what's going on with the green program, because all of these have an effect. And even the geopolitical turmoil that's going on also has an effect on this. Now, if you're going to be buying the American Silver Eagle from these folks here, you're going to be paying a $7.99 premium for a total of $31.98 per item, and they're going to buy them back for $25.59 each. Now, over here to the United States Mint, sales totals are updated every weekday by 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and honestly, I think there's just a couple days, maybe today, or rather tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and Wednesday, we could see some additional numbers for December, but I highly doubt it. Now, over here, this is Seeking Alpha, and this came out December 31st. That was just yesterday, all right? Now, the title of this article is Silver Production Shortage. Mexico's supply has dropped off a cliff. And Mexico is the largest producer of silver in the whole entire wide world. Yeah, so that's kind of important. And here's the summary of these 3 bullet points here. Now, Mexico's silver production is declining double digits annually for the first time in almost a decade. And let's face it, some people might just blow this off, but were we into the green phase a decade ago? I don't think so. Latin American labor and environmental activism pose a risk to mining activity in the region. So with the labor and environmental activism, we could see actually more silver mines close up, or at least shutter production, or at least scale it back, right? Now, silver is critical for net zero economies and renewable energy, with high demand expected in industries such as solar. So there we go. Not only just solar, but there's other industries as well in the net zero economies. And let's face it, we're at 2024, and I'm sure a bunch of countries have to implement these net zero economies by 2030 or 2040. So we are well on our way to using much more silver than we've used in the past. All right, this is by John Forrest Little. The quote and chart below is from Crescat Capital, Tavi Costa. Mexico's silver production is now declining double digits annually for the first time in almost a decade. Historical trends indicate that substantial contractions in supply, in new supply, have presented excellent opportunities to invest in the metals. More importantly, consider that silver is currently at one of its most undervalued levels in history. Just look at gold, right? Especially compared to gold. That's what I just said. These guys are reading my mind. As the gold to silver ratio currently stands at 85. And you remember in 2020, I believe it was 100 to 1. So that was breakout time right there. And it did. I think it went up to about $25. Now here's the annual percentage change, Mexico silver production. And here we are. Look at that. Bam. Mexico has been the #1 producer of silver in the world. I don't know why they didn't put that there. But the nation's silver production is down almost 25% in the past 2 years. That is a shocking drop off a cliff in silver production. Now factor in the risk of contagion. That's right, contagious spreading. Latin America is favoring labor and environmental activism, which can interfere further with mining activity. Newmont's Pensaquito mine, also located in Mexico, just came back into production about 2 months ago. Recent trends in Peru, Chile, Panama, where labor and environmental clashes are closing down mines. That's right. And honestly, I think we've heard this before, and a lot of you are like, well, what happened to Basel III? That was supposed to have an effect on precious metals, and it really didn't. Or did it? Have we factored in why gold is being the price it is right now, right? So lots of stuff going on. at all, and it's coming at you from all angles. Silver investors who hold bullion today are in great shape, but this may be short-lived, short-sighted lens. Silver is the critical mineral for net zero economies, especially in hydrogen fuel cell cars. See, remember I did that video back in 2020 about hydrogen and not batteries being the way to go? Trucks, vans, ships, barges, and ferries, especially in satellites, robotics, AI, solar, and other renewable like wind power. And I don't think that's going to last very long either. There are over 10,000 other industrial applications, military, aerospace, healthcare, electronics, at all. That's just a sample of what silver can do. The United Nations Climate Change Conference just met. That's COP28. They are all in on renewable energy that is silver intensive. So there you go. Even though we have seen this about 10 years ago, a decade ago, we weren't all in on renewable energy back then. Let's talk solar. For every gigawatt, that's GW of solar, 500,000 ounces of silver are used. Just this one manufacturing facility in Houston, Texas will use 1,500,000 ounces per year. And just down the street from this plant is another plant using 1,000,000 ounces per year. And honestly, I did see that there was a hailstorm that damaged a whole solar farm. So that's got to be something they're going to work on as well, because that's a lot of money that, well, they spent that now they have to spend all that money again. So that's really interesting. So solar is awesome, but is it the answer? I don't know. Now look at solar subsidies. Today, solar is getting 300 times more focus in federal subsidies than nuclear. I don't know if that's all that. Let's keep on keeping on. Now it says here, silver price is too low compared to the all-in sustaining cost of mining. Most ASE models don't capture all the capital drain that went into exploration and advancing. Enormous costs associated before the first shovel breaks ground in many projects. Silver's cost production is now over $24 per ounce. So that begs the question then, why isn't silver more than $24 an ounce? Now it says here this is going to keep increasing due to the rising labor and diesel costs. This doesn't, and honestly, the diesel and gasoline, if this stuff happens, if it keeps going on in the Middle East, yeah, that's going to be a huge factor in the cost of precious metals and obtaining those precious metals from the ground. So this is a big deal, folks. So when you add up all the significant energy, exploration, personnel, drilling, equipment, admin, insurance, assaying, testing, permitting, and advancing mineral resource stages, now miners are potentially losing money considering an adjusted minimum of $25.75 per ounce. Yeah, adjusted all-in cost factor in pre-production costs such as exploration and advancement. Is this sustainable? I think not. Now let's keep on keeping on. This is a big deal. This is investinghaven.com. It says silver shortage, a closer look at market dynamics heading into 2024. And this is from December 10, 2023. The price of silver may not be reflecting the intensifying silver shortage, but it's a matter of time until the silver supply squeeze pushes the price of silver much higher. Isn't that something? And there's some silver bars right there. This is really a great article, folks. It says here recent reports from the Silver Institute have sent ripples through the market, but it's not affecting the cost and the price of silver, is it? Let's simplify the complexities, focus on the key takeaways and what it might mean for the silver market and silver price going forward. Silver price going forward. I like that. The topic of silver shortage has been center stage in recent weeks, particularly after the Silver Institute released its latter physical silver market data. That's in a PDF right here. It evoked a lot of reactions as evidenced by data-driven posts on social media here and here. Let's review the facts and add commentary about the market dynamics that go a step further than the data points served by the Silver Institute. Now, folks, like I said, we are at a point where this feels a little bit different this time around for that silver supply shortage because mines are shutting down. We have a lot going on in the Central America, South America, and Mexico, right? That's part of North America. Do the numbers, well, let's see here. Do the numbers tell a silver shortage story? Total silver mine production is now at its second lowest in a decade, pointing to an undeniable undervaluation of silver. The fascinating twist lies in the fact that as mine supply shrinks, industrial demand skyrockets, echoing a clear message. The current silver price is too low to match the market realities. And what's going to happen in the future? Now, for us who collect coins at the United States Mint, particularly silver coins, what does that even mean to any of us? Well, it possibly means that we're going to be paying much more for our silver products, our retail products, right? And what does that mean for the bullion sales as well? So if you're holding bullion American Eagles, well, those could get pretty expensive as well. We're seeing, like I said, $32.18 when we started the show. What about $60? That would be something, wouldn't it? telling you, this is a really interesting time that we are in. Now, it says here, looking at supply and demand, we find a mere 123 million ounces left for silver investors after accounting for non-investment demand. In a world where trillions circulate in investment markets, there's this limited silver pool valued at less than 3 billion raises eyebrows. The reality is that the pool available for investors is a fraction of the total silver produced. Yikes. Yeah. So not so great news coming out of the Silver Institute. Now, here's the conclusion. Within these silver market dynamics, the looming silver shortage stands out as a ticking time bomb. Despite COMEX's silver price setting, the law of supply and demand will eventually prevail as we approach a true silver supply shortage. The silver market's true potential awaits, ready to reshape the price-setting dynamics and elevate silver to new heights. In a nutshell, the silver shortage narrative is not just about market data. It's a thrilling story of a market poised for a significant shift. The question now is, when exactly will this translate into the long overdue silver surge? Now, what do you think, folks? Are you feeling this too? Are you thinking that this particular year of 2024, we're going to be seeing some major movements in silver? Well, if these guys are correct and all the factors that they're citing here are true, well, I think we are in for some major movements in 2024. Now, the question is, when do those movements really start? I believe it might be February or March in the springtime, because that's when really things get going. Springtime. Yeah, who knew? Now, let's head over to those plus ones. Bam! That's it right there. This is the plus one right here. I got another one after this. You hope you'll dig it. This is about glory. Good men need no monuments. Their acts remain their shrines. And you remember when everybody was tearing down all the monuments? Do you really need the monuments to remember the good folks? Yeah, no, not so much, right? You can tear them down all you want, but their acts remain the shrines. Now head over here to 99.9 KOI Coin News Radio. This is Led Zeppelin, and thank you. And this song goes out to all you, each and every single one of you that helped me make this channel what it is. You know who you are. I'm pointing my finger at you right now. So thank you all very, very much. Really appreciate y'all. Hope you have a wonderful, prosperous, healthy new year, and you find the wisdom to attain all the right decisions and make those decisions in a timely manner. Now, I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Happy New Year, everybody. Stacker out.